Hello everybody! Who thinks about VS Code and AI or chat agents in general says Copilot, right? This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. Well, as I've been thinking for a while now, the future of AI is at least partially local. As of version 122 of VS Code, Microsoft actually did a good thing. It opened up VS Code to bring your own AI. You don't need that expensive subscription anymore. Your local AI model will integrate right into your VS Code. The previous version of VS Code did already open it up to other types of agents, like Anthropic, Google, etc. But before, you also needed to always log into Microsoft in order to have access to all those AI models. They even dropped that. And so now you can run VS Code and your AI model in a completely air-gapped environment. Well, now you can finally build that nuclear rocket to go to the moon, right? At least in AI. So, let's dig in. So, I started up a fresh install of VS Code and I'm running on version 1.122.1. And currently, on the right side, I already have my chat. I have not signed into anything, and so of course, I cannot do anything. So, I'll go to View, Command, Palette, and here I type Manage Language Model. And now, we're in a pop-up where we can manage all our models. And so the first thing I'll do is simply add a model. And so as you can see, we have Anthropic, Azure, Google, Olama, OpenAI, OpenRouter, XAI, and we're interested in a custom endpoint. And I'm first going to connect to LM Studio. So I'll call this LM Studio. I press Enter to confirm. And then, depending on how you have configured your LM Studio, you need to enter a key or not. Now, you only need LM Studio keys if you want to use also MCP inside of LM Studio. So, in my scenario, I'll enter a key and I simply paste it and I press Enter. And then you have the possibility between three ways to connect: to chat completions, to responses, or to messages. Messages is specific for Anthropic. I'm going to choose chat completion. And then the first thing he does, he creates a JSON file, which is located in your user directory app data roaming. And the moment you have that, you can start to play around with it and tweak. And for simplicity, I simply did a copy paste. I entered the ID of the model I'm going to use. I gave it a name more specifically than LM Studio because I can enter more than one model. I entered the URL of where my model is located. I specify whether or not my model supports tooling and vision, and I tweak the input tokens and the max output token. And so of course the most important part here is the URL, which is the location of where your local model will be running. And now the only thing I need to do is I can simply close it up. I save my chat language models, and here in the bottom we can already see that it's going to LM Studio Gemma 4 instead of Copilot. I also have the option here which says bring your own key token to unlock all full AI features, but probably I've done all the job already. Let's click configure again and see what that gives. And here I can configure some extra settings. For instance, I have choice to choose a utility model and a small utility model. And if I have in a later phase configured more than one model, then I can choose any of those. Currently, we'll leave that as is. And so the most simple question which I can do, and I'll close the bring your own key utility models. And now, as a test, I'll ask him which model are you, and I fire and forget. And the first thing, he's kind of cheating because he's simply responding the text here. So let's ask him a second question, but at least he's doing something. We had a little bit more response, and currently my LM Studio is configured to use tools. So let's ask him what is happening on CNN.com. And so now, just as I would have when using this in LM Studio, it asks me to access CNN.com. And I can choose to allow for this session to allow always or just one. So I'll choose allowing this session. It opens up a browser. It retrieves everything it thinks it needs. And we're starting to get some output. Pretty awesome, right? And so of course, we're inside VS Code. And so we want to play around with VS Code rather than surf around. And so we'll ask him to write a little sample code saying hello world, and let's see what that gives. And the response is simply in here. And so this time it asks me to create a file. It asks me again to create a program.cs in a directory. And we have that file. And so now I simply opened up that file. So now let's ask him to tweak the code some more. Can you create me a helper method to hide the console.write line from the main? Here again, it proposes the modification. It asks us to allow in a session. We allow, and suddenly our code is modified. Now, of course, I won't go into all details, but we have a locally running LM Studio on one side and VS Code which is connecting locally. Quite great, right? Now, let's try to add a second one, and let's add DeepSeek V4 Flash, which is running on my DGX and not locally anymore. So I again go to search, I go to manage language models, and here I need to add a second one, and this time I'll call this DeepSeek V4 Flash. There, I don't need an API key, and I simply press enter, and again I'm going to choose the chat completions. And so it simply created me a second entry, DeepSeek V4 Flash, which I simply need to configure. And I cheated a little bit again. I simply copied in my URL. My DeepSeek V4 does not support vision, but does support tooling, but I have not configured tooling right now, but I might do that in a later phase. So let's close this again. I will leave my current chat and I'll switch from my LM Studio Gemma 4 and I'll choose another model. And now I'll simply choose DeepSeek V4 Flash. So I'm asking him to describe his capabilities as a model. And this time, DeepSeek V4 is answering. And now as a final test, can you tell me what this code is doing? And so finally, after a while, I have a response. And so here again, let's test if it can change code. And here it immediately modified. So when I set up my DeepSeek V4, it is quite simple. It only serves one model and just one. However, for my LM Studio, it's like a Swiss knife, where you have a multitude of modules which are currently supported. And this is just a subset of what is available depending on the hardware on which you're running and which I can load. Now if I want to go back to my language model, I go to View, Command Palette, and I choose Manage Language Models. And here I currently have a longer list than before. I still have my DeepSeek V4, which only has one model, and I have my LM Studio, where currently I've remapped 4 different models. And if I want to go into details, I simply right-click and I choose Open in Language Model GSOM, and I have a detail. So the main block is the same, but then afterwards we can add model by model. And pure technically we could go to different machines, or we could go to the same machine. And here, every time we can specify the model name, we can give it a model description, the URL, and whether or not that model supports tooling and vision, and the max input tokens and the max output tokens. So far, so good. However, if we dig a little deeper and we go back to what this chat completion is supporting, it supports of course the message to chat, it supports to define which model we want to use, and it specifies the maximum number of tokens which we want to retrieve. Of course, there's more parameters than that which are available. However, in that syntax, the only thing which is actually missing is the context length, which is quite important. And the context length here, especially for LM Studio, is something which you can tweak out of the box. Each model, however, has a basic context length. If you open it up and you go, in general, that's 4096. And if we use that in LM Studio for your simple questions, that is very basic. However, I've currently configured GLM Flash 4.7, which has a context length of 4096. If I now select LM Studio GLM 4.7, it is ready, and I'll simply try who are you, and I execute. I hit a wall. And that is because my default context length is 4096. And currently, simply by asking the question, "Who are you?" VS Code transmits a lot more details than just that, and I'm already using 18,000 instead of 4096. And so if I go back to my developer window in my LM Studio, well, it automatically loaded my GLM 4.7. However, it loaded the default context of 4096. And VS Code has no way whatsoever to communicate to LM Studio what is the context length it needs, which is kind of the bummer. But that's not the fault of VS Code, that is part of the spec which is missing that. And currently, VS Code does not support a specific API configuration of LM Studio, but just the API compatibility with OpenAPI. So, short term, that won't be fixed. But then how do we tweak that? Well, if we go to LM Studio, again, here, you already see two dots. For my Gemma 4, well, I overrode the default settings, and the context length here is 89,669. For NVIDIA Nemotron, I did the same thing, and here the context length is 83,4096. Easy, right? And so, if I now load the LM Studio Nemotron and I try it again, well, the first thing we see is that it does load NVIDIA Nemotron, and of course that part of working time is always necessary, and only then the prompt processing starts. But if we float over here, now we change the default values and the context length went from 4096 to 83,000. And so it was able to respond. Now the nice thing about LM Studio is developer's log, and we can see exactly what is happening here. However, if we scroll a little bit up, this is the exact message that was sent for simply one simple question. And so suddenly you realize that your quote-unquote large enough context length of 4096 suddenly is way too small. Quite a big window, right? Now technically that works perfectly fine, but you'll need to tweak each of those models if you want to have it working in LM Studio. Otherwise you'll get the error I was getting before. So does that mean that you don't need any Copilot or Claude Code subscriptions anymore? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. Currently, my experience is that local AI still isn't as good and especially as fast as the online models. But at least now you have a choice and you can mix tasks locally and tasks that absolutely need to be run on the latest and greatest and fastest but also most expensive models. The choice is finally ours. Now they only need to tweak Visual Studio itself and do the same thing. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.